pledge to the American people, and you just heard I made it to her. I'm Clinton, but there's an awful lot of other stuff that needs to be put out to people. So if we can draw them here using this campaign, they're not going to get it in the media, but they can get it here. They're going to learn.
Sure, and the tactic the media uses that I talked a lot about in the first hour is they tell us what winners should do. They tell us what losing strategies are. And really the strategies they give us are losing. They call them winning. So they say, oh, Trump's discredited. He talks about rape. Trump's discredited. He talks about murders from the 90s. And the media is so scared. And then he goes up 2-3 points in every major poll. He needs to go even further, and he's starting to do that. And he's decided, from what I've been seeing, to really take the gloves off. Roger Stone, if you can get through all the bad weather, is going to be here today, in studio with us tomorrow. And we're going to do some special reports over the weekend. But I tell you, they're scared of Donald Trump, and it's because they've had a dossier on him forever. They got his phones tapped. He's not perfect. They just know he's pro-America. He's not a crook. He's not a child molester like most of them. And so they hate his guts. He's never been part of their club. He's been his own guy. I mean, to a point of, he runs his own show completely. And so they just can't stand it because he's not a combine guy. He's not a syndicate guy.
Then the thing that I've got to count on you to do, Alex, you're going to have to help me convince Donald Trump that the true solution to solving America's woes is states' rights.
He needs to come out and talk about states' rights.
You bet, strip that damn Washington.
That's what made America great, was the checks and balances.
Exactly.
States' rights made America great.
You do that. If Trump will make a part of his platform, I'm talking about his legitimate platform, states' rights. Don't worry about what they'll try to do to him on foreign affairs. Guys, we got no business in foreign affairs until we clean up this country. We can't solve our problems.
His foreign affairs make a lot of sense. Don't start a war with Russia. Don't back ISIS and Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, just like his foreign affairs sounds good to me, just don't get involved. So, Alex, we've got work to do. I'll tell you another thing. It's probably about time. And I mean this. If you would do it, you're welcome to do it. Come in here. I think it's about time we need to do another one of those videos that you do. Put up a video. Let's talk about, like you say, the solution.
Absolutely. In closing, Larry, I know you don't ask for this, but it's true you're battling cancer. We want to keep you around as long as possible, regardless if we weren't in this death battle. You got a lot of courage. Again, I am very, very, very excited to try to take on the Clintons head-to-head. That's what I was born to stand up against these people, just like you were. And so I feel honored before God and country to not be a coward and to stand with men like yourself and Donald Trump and Matt Drudge and so many others. And, of course, don't forget Judicial Watch and don't ever forget the folks who are doing it longer than anybody except you. And that'd be the Joseph Farah over at WorldNet Daily. They even predate Drudge and myself. And so we all need to fight together. And the audience who all those years, little old ladies handing out copies of the Clinton Chronicles and myself putting it on Access TV in 1995. That's the type of stuff we're talking about here. Larry Nichols, we're going to put on screen your PayPal, NicholsLive@AOL.com to help him battle cancer. Now, I know you don't want to talk about this. You told me some stuff privately, and I know you've been pretty close here a few times. But how are you doing?
I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll make it until. Just folks, don't worry. I'll be here to stop Hillary. I'll be here to stop Hillary.
So are you almost feeding on this fight? Is it giving you strength to hang on?
That's it. Let me tell you, the one thing that you have to have, Alex, is I've learned the will to live. And that's in combat and anywhere. I've seen guys shot up, you'd say they're going to die, and they live. I've seen guys that look like, that wound didn't even hurt them, and they die. And what happens usually is their will to live. I've got a great purpose. It's a purpose bigger than myself, and that's trying to save this country. It's selfish purpose for my grandbabies. Now listen, another thing, Alex, that you said a while back is exactly true. Discernment. Folks, you've got to start being responsible, and you've got to learn to discern the truth. A true patriot seeks out the truth and then tells it, then passes it on. Be careful. Be careful just everything that pops up on that damn internet.
They feed out disinfo to clog everything so that when we're saying something true, or they misrepresent what I say. I mean,
exactly.
They're really deceptive.
And you got to watch out with the Clintons because they're masters at putting people out there that look like they're on your side, and they'll feed a tidbit or two of truth, and then people
exactly.
Go,
I mean, look, it's just
that
like
person's right.
It's just like in warfare radar jamming. They just jam things with smoke and watch infighting. Anybody that ever infights and attacks other hosts for no reason is an operative. Glenn Beck always did that, so I took the high road and didn't until he's now basically falling. And I don't take any pleasure in that. It's very sad.
Right.
Because I'm not in competition with any of these guys. I'm trying to save this country. I mean,
Alex, let me tell you about Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck had his opportunity, and I give him credit for that 9/12. He helped establish the Tea Party to a great extent. But Glenn Beck made one mistake. He did not give people something to do. He told the problems. He told the problems. He did the history of the problems. Great. He got them. He got the horses to the trough, but he would not show them how to drink.
That's right, Brother Larry.
Got to.
We're praying for it. We'll be back with Joe Biggs, breaking news, and a bunch of Trump clips. And you heard Larry Nichols talk about how important, with all the internet censorship kicking off, that we have emails to communicate with each other. I've never been a big email guy. I don't really use a lot of email. And I've never really tried to sit there, and even in the golden age of email 20 years ago, and tried to get folks to come sign up for free newsletters and all the rest of this. But we do send out key articles and videos every day. And we do have little promo specials and things that we save a lot of money at InfoWarsStore.com when you sign up there. So if you buy our products, you should be signed up. But we don't spam you with ads. We mainly send you material. I'm more interested in getting the material out than the marketing. The marketing is the powder that funds the operation that projects the bullet down the barrel. That's where we're wanting to go. But for a whole group of reasons, we do need to have an email to be in contact with InfoWarriors. So Infowars.com/newsletter. Also, I just want to encourage everybody, this is a war. And I know you're doing a lot. I want to thank you for what you're doing. But the most important thing you can do temporarily on this planet, praying to God's most important, and getting right with God, is send our articles, our videos, our information that you think is the most informative, that you judge to be the most pertinent, out to everyone you know constantly. Facebook, Twitter, all the globalist platforms. We're in a war. Post my videos to your own YouTube channel or, to your Facebook channel, whatever. It's I don't have enough crew to put our videos on every platform I wish we could. I'm trying to hire people so I can do that just to get the word out. And I'm not complaining. I didn't even have a crew to send Michael Zimmerman out to the West Coast with Biggs. Now he's there. I think he's getting him at the airport right now. Dude's got to go on vacation sometime with his family for a couple of days before he goes to cover Bilderberg. I don't have the crew, and I'm not complaining. I just want to do more. And so help us get the word out. Buy our products. Spread the word. But also do things like proliferate the articles, the videos across the internet, and just keep hammering it. And I know you're doing that. And if you're listening to a local AM or FM station or watching us, say, in Houston on cable TV, where we're on there daily and nightly, we're on like 24 hours a day, basically, support that affiliate, but also spread the word about that oasis of information. And, hey, maybe my style's not good for you. Fine. We got all these other great reporters, all these great guests, all this research, all these special reports. I mean, we are a arsenal in defense of liberty. Now, he'll be with us about 10 minutes in the next segment, and then I'm going to go to more of these clips I haven't gotten to and try to take some calls at 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. But we are at an epic point right now in civilization when you watch what the globalists and the think tanks and the big foundations and the CIA have created at universities. That's not some leftist aberrant thing. That's what the elite wanted for America. Dumb, hateful, anti-free speech, nasty people. And Joe Biggs has been in the middle of it now a few days, and the reinforcements are there. Zimmerman flew out there this morning. So great job, Joe Biggs. For a few minutes, tell us what you've witnessed and what's coming up tonight.
Well, what we do is we have an update in the UCLA shooting. This guy apparently had a kill list, and ding, 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 same as last time in San Bernardino, they all came out and said the shooter was white. Comes to find out, in fact, he wasn't. and now they can't play the race card anymore, and you're not hearing as much about it.
Oh, too bad. So the guy wasn't white, so they can't talk about it anymore. Too bad.
Yeah, his name's Manak Sarkar. He drove from Minnesota. He's linked to a murder of a woman in Minnesota, and they found a kill list at his home in Minnesota. And on that name was another professor that didn't get killed, luckily, at UCLA. So the one guy got killed, and then he turned the gun on himself and shot himself. But he had a
wow. I wonder why that was out of the news, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure. So it's not in the news now. We'll pull that article up in the next segment. Isn't that interesting, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting that way. They always want to, blame it on a white guy. And then once that white privilege isn't to blame for whatever's happening, then they kind of just go quiet and hush it.
Now, you're following the social justice warriors as they shut free speech down around the state. What's coming up tonight?
Tonight, Milo will be speaking at the UC Irvine campus at 7 p.m. I don't have the exact building location yet. They haven't given that to me. I usually get it a couple hours ahead of time. But that will be at 7 p.m. tonight, so I want to encourage everyone to come out. That is close to Costa Mesa. It's like right there, and we're expecting that to be a very intense night tonight. So I want to see everybody out there.
Sure, for those that don't know, this is a Breitbart tech editor, and everywhere he goes, they just attack him. Anybody that doesn't support Mao Zedong gets attacked. I mean, I'm serious. Google now supports Mao. David Knight is going to be a fresh horse in the fourth hour coming into the fight. He'll be covering the waterfront. Obviously, there's so much breaking. Let's put on screen, since Joe Biggs mentioned this. This broke about 3 hours ago. And he appears to be a gentleman of Indian descent that did the shooting yesterday and then committed suicide there. So that's one person he killed and himself. We can back that out. I can give folks the headline. UCLA shooting gunman, Mr. Sarkar, had killed, as police chiefs say. And there's no mention, was he a Christian, was he a Hindu, was he a Muslim? There's a mix of that in India, obviously. But it doesn't matter. Why is it always only important if they're white to then make a big deal out of it? Now, you see, if someone's a Muslim and does it because they say it's part of a jihad, then that's a terror attack. Or if the feds stage a terror attack, or a criminal cell inside the feds stage a terror attack and blame it on the Patriot movement, then they say it's a white domestic terrorism because it's a white guy, even though McVeigh said he didn't do it for white nationalist reasons. And the Southern Poverty Law Center was running the Elohim City compound of white supremacists. So that's what's really going on there. But to me, the big news is EU proposes government ID to use internet. And the way the EU bureaucracy works, I have it right here, this is given to the European Economic and Social Committee and the Committee on the Regions. And then those committees decide. Parliament is ceremonial, but it says Parliament. Communication from the Commission to the European Parliament, the Council, the European Economic and Social Committee, and the Committee of the Regions. And you read it, man, it is taxing the web, tracking you, deciding what websites can be up, going after hate speech. And inside the EU, they're arresting people from Sweden to Germany who mildly criticize. In Germany, this Iraqi been arrested twice, robbing stores, walking around in a pajama outfit, obviously mentally ill. It was the third time the police wouldn't come. So guys come in and restrain him, take him to the cops, and they're saying they're now going to, they're looking at indicting them. That story's up on Infowars.com. The, quote, vigilantes. Because it's so lawless. In some towns, they'll have like 100 people in the town. They bring 700 plus, quote, migrants. And grandmothers call their grandsons to protect them, and the police arrest them. They're like, no. I mean, and then they have the Arabs on TV that speak German going, the whites need to die. And the Germans go, yes. I mean, this is how sick the liberals are, folks. And the Muslims are just looking around going, oh, really, really? You're scum? I hate you? You like that? Yes, good job. You hate me. I mean, and now the Germans that aren't completely mentally ill are being arrested. So this all ties together where Joe Biggs goes to these events. Any conservative speaks anywhere. In fact, I ought to pull these stunts just to show how First Amendment's under attack. I get invited to universities all the time and just say no because I'm too busy. You know, I can only reach a few thousand people there instead of reaching millions every day on the air. It's not that I'm arrogant and don't want to go, but wait a minute. I can go to these two. That's smart. That's what Breitbart, before he died, originally would do, was show how crazy and hateful they were. But now they just say openly, we're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you up. So this all dovetails together, Joe.